Good morning to you, Blaine. I think it's fair to say that in the Eastern Cape, we've had a really successful week. Successful in terms of the SASSA grant payments. You remember that, Blaine, in the Eastern Cape, we've got one of the highest SASSA beneficiaries, currently sitting at 2 million. And this week, we really saw the SASSA agencies deploying people, 30 people to each town in the Eastern Cape, making sure that people get their services the top quality. Not only that, we also saw SASSA agencies taking people on leave and asked them to please go to the grounds and assist. We also saw SASSA beneficiaries saying that they're very thankful to the SASSA agency for the work they did to make sure that the lines are obviously much shorter, also ensuring that people are transported from the rural areas to the SASSA grant payments areas. So really, in terms of SASSA grant payments, Blaine, a really successful week, and really commending the SASSA agency in the province for really doing a sterling job to maintain the lines and make sure that people get their services excellently at the various SASSA points. Like you said earlier on, one of the issues obviously was the issue of social distancing, which was hard to adhere to because obviously people are in lines at the SASSA grant payments, so people are not really adhering to that, but people trying their very best to make sure that they comply with what they could at these SASSA grant payments. Here in the Metro Plain, one issue that we did had was the issue of the taxi operators who were saying that because of these regulations that have been passed, they are not making enough money to get them by from day to day. But we saw obviously now the minister has relaxed this to a certain extent, and business as usual in terms of taxi operators is going on as forward. But one thing that has really been a highlight as someone who has been covering the story on the ground is the lack of information with people, especially in the township. There seems to be a lack of information in terms of how do people contract the virus, how do you safeguard yourself against it. And today we're going to see the Premier, Oscar Mabuyane, going to launch the mobile unit. And what I really would like to ask him and pose a question to him, that in launching this mobile unit, is there also going to be some educational aspect to actually educate people in the rural areas of the Eastern Cape and also in the townships where people seem to have a lack of information about this COVID-19 virus. So today what we're expecting is to see the Premier going about the various areas where the mobile units will be set up and making sure that they're of high quality, have enough equipment, have enough personnel, have the personnel also with their safety gears, but above all to make sure that he also informs the people and gives them educational aspect, because there seems to be some type of misinformation and lack of knowledge, especially in terms of the township regarding this COVID-19 virus.
And that's dangerous. Misinformation, some say, will spread faster than this disease. The president was talking about some people not taking this disease seriously. It is very determined disease. We need to take it seriously by all accounts, experts tell us. I mean, we see the fatalities that are happening around the world. Here in South Africa, currently sitting at 5. You saying there might be a lack of education about this disease in some parts of the Eastern Cape, especially in rural areas. Is that, I guess, contributing to people not taking this seriously enough?
I definitely say so. I mean, last week, Blaine, I was in one of the townships in Motherwell, and I was just interacting with people there and asking them, do you know what COVID-19 virus is? And they were saying that we've heard about it, but for us, it's still something that's still very much in Johannesburg and Cape Town, because those are the areas with the highest infections. But they were saying that, you know what, us as black people, we are used to worse disease. I don't know how to say it in English, but they say that, which means that they're used to fighting things like when they are bewitched, and they've got medication to fight that. But in terms of this COVID-19 virus, it's something that's far-fetched, and for them it's still so far, and they just believe that as black people they're immune to it. So when I speak about education, I mean those are types of stereotypes that we've got to break, that in trying to fight this virus we've got to make sure that also break the stereotypes that this isn't about a white or coloured or Chinese race. This is a disease that can affect anyone anywhere, and that's the need right now to take these services to the people.
Yeah, 100% indeed. Lerato, we thank you very much indeed for your reporting. We'll come try to check back with you in a short while to get further information, what's happening in the Eastern Cape.